Have you had trouble using VPNs like TunnelBear in order to help you access the game Pokemon TCG Pocket? Well, in this video, I've got several tips for you guys to help you resolve those issues. It's not a guarantee fix. Let me just get this out there first because it really depends on the server overloads of the VPN that you're using. If you're using a paid service, you might get more stable servers. But if you're using a free service like TunnelBear, stability is not guaranteed. The good news is you only need a stable connection to a New Zealand VPN when you open the game. The bad news is every time you close the game, you need to have the VPN active in order to successfully log into the game again. But unfortunately, every day you'll be forced to return to the title screen because of a daily changeover. So even if you have your game forced open 24/7, you will still need to access your New Zealand VPN every single day. My very first tip for Android users is a function called Keep Open. If you go to your multi-window screen, usually by pressing a button way down here, and then tap on the icon of the app you want to force open, you should see something like this. Now, every device may have something that looks a little different, so do check what it says on your device, but there should be something similar to the effect of Keep Open. What Keep Open does, and you can know that it's kept open in my device because it's got this lock icon, but also if you tap it again, it will say stop keeping open. What that essentially does is it allows the game, even when you don't have it on your foreground, to stay operating in the background. But unfortunately, if you run too many apps at the same time, or you're using an app that uses a lot of your phone's resources, Android phones will still automatically close any resources that are running in the background in order to deliver more resources to your current foreground app. So Keep Open does work, and I've tried it myself, as long as you're not doing a lot of other activities or complex activities on your phone. By keeping open, you won't need a VPN again until the next day, when the day changes over to a new day and the game forces you back out to the title screen again. The second tip is when you get this error here, there's usually 2 or 3 possible reasons that this is the case, and I'm going to help you guys try and first diagnose what the issue is, and then hopefully fix it. Usually the main issue is that the server for your VPN in New Zealand kind of sucks. And I've noticed that with TunnelBear, the free server for New Zealand, I'm not sure if it's better for paid servers. I'm not paying for a service that doesn't work anyway. But for free servers in New Zealand, it's very temperamental. About 50 times throughout the day, I would try and access a New Zealand server, but I'd probably be successful 1 or 2 times. And I usually have to keep restarting and reconnecting to the server to hopefully get access to it. Now, what I've noticed quite often with TunnelBear is that it may say that the connection is secured to New Zealand, but actually you're nowhere even near New Zealand. And there is a way to check it. And the way to check it is to use a website called What Is My IP Address? This website will give you a map of the location that they think you're in, based on your internet service provider. But your apparent internet service provider will change if you're using a VPN. And as you can see right now, despite actually VPNing over to New Zealand, I am currently based in England. So if it's anywhere besides New Zealand, then you're not going to be able to open the game. So what you want to do is keep checking What Is My IP Address until this website thinks that you're actually in New Zealand. Then you should have no problem opening the game. And one way I found sometimes effective is if I change to a different VPN location, so for example to the United Kingdom, and then switching over back to New Zealand, and hopefully by some miracle I'll be able to connect again. So right now, TunnelBear tells me that I'm connected to New Zealand, but let's go over to What Is My IP to see if that's actually true. And unfortunately, that is not true. I am still stuck in England. So then the second thing I usually try is I go to TunnelBear's app details and I clear cache and I clear data. If you're on iOS, the terminology should be offload app. On Android, you would long press the app and then press the little information icon to go to the app settings. You should be able to access this via your phone settings as well. Then you would go to storage and then click clear data. Clear cache is optional, but I believe clear data will also clear cache anyway. I don't know if that actually makes a huge difference, but I've personally found that if I do it a few times, it sometimes works better. So just log into your TunnelBear account and try again. Unfortunately, this time around, I'm not so successful. So my only tip left for you guys is to wait 20-30 minutes and then try again. But this is the main way you would check to see if your actual VPN is working, because chances are your VPN is not working if you can't open the game. Now let's say you successfully connected to a New Zealand server via a VPN, and you might get a different error, and it's not the same as the error you got earlier when the VPN wasn't working. Now that error is probably because there's some issue with downloading packets of data from the game server. And it may be to do with your VPN provider's internet service provider not having enough traffic for your game to download any information. So even though you're located in New Zealand, there's just no traffic coming through. And one way to test that is to use a speed testing app or a website like speedtest.net. If you're not getting any download data at all from one of these tests, or maybe you can't even actually open this website, that's a clear indicator that even though you're located in New Zealand, you're not actually downloading anything at all. So then the game cannot work anyway. In which case you might want to wait a few minutes, or you might have to reconnect to another server via your VPN service every 24 hours. Don't forget to like and subscribe.